Housing became more important when the country became more urbanized. Everything is geared to low and middle income earners to have some accommodations in some ways. Less than 25,000 baht. I'm afraid that it's unlikely that you'll be granted any loan at all from anywhere.
Sawadee, welcome to Thailand today, and I'm Kusuma Yotasos, your host. Owning a home in dream come true for most people. That is, if we can afford one. The 2010 population and housing census indicated that Thailand's home ownership rate was 81%, among the highest in the world. So the country has no serious housing shortfall and in fact has periodically faced oversupply problems. On the other hand, there are two groups of home buyers who struggle to make their first purchase: low-income earners and people who are perennially rejected by commercial banks. So there is where each state-owned bank has a vague role to play in bridging demand and supply gap. Thailand today is pleased to welcome Krirk Vanikkul, Chairman of the Government Housing Bank, who will tell us about special loans or low and middle income home buyers. Please welcome Krirk Vanikkul, Chairman Government Housing Bank. Sawadee. Welcome to Thailand today, sir.
Thank you very much for inviting me over.
We need you because you, Mr. Chairman, you're the one who building a castle in the air for people.
Well, we really make loans to people to buy houses, and they are tangible, I'm afraid.
Okay. Well, yes. So this is the day that we're going to talk about how a special loan being given to the people. And first of all, what is the policy outlined by the government to introduce the bank to help the low and income, or the middle actually, income people, earners for in favorable house loan?
I think it's going to be a good idea if I go back into the past from the beginning of the Government Housing Bank.
Please do, yes.
You have the background information of what we have been doing for the past 62 years and how is it related to the measures that the government just put out lately. That should be the first issue. Second issue, I would like to say something about the need to have houses in Thailand, the demand of the people. If that's going to tell you how the shape of things is. And thirdly, the measures themselves, right? Because it's the Minister of Finance who was initially invited over to speak, but he was not available. So he passed it on to somebody else, and somebody else passed it on to me.
To you.
Okay. Government Housing Bank has been in existence for 62 years. You can imagine that at the time, 62 years ago, no commercial banks make loans to people to buy houses.
Yes, I heard it.
In Thailand, we are agricultural land. So the focus of all the governments in the past was about agriculture. You hear a lot about government rice pressing scheme and all the things that came out afterwards.
Right.
But you hear very little about housing.
Exactly. Yes.
Housing became more important when the country became more urbanized. Right. So in the past, people live in the field and they do
Don't
agriculture.
Demand much.
Yes. No. So we actually started making loans to people to buy houses, whereas other commercial banks didn't. And we were set up by the enactment of a law. So we are really confined to what is said in the law to do. So narrowly, we can make loans for people to buy houses.
Of course.
It's housing loans only. We can't do credit cards. We cannot do any other things.
Okay.
So it's very narrow area that we are doing, and we have been concentrating doing that.
Yes.
I think the people in the past at the Government Housing Bank have done a very good job. We used to have, of course, the share was about almost 100% market share, and it's now down to 28% after commercial banks began to think about giving loans to people to buy houses. Saving banks is another bank by the government who does make loans in this way too.
Oh.
So we're the biggest after all within the system.
Okay.
And our market share now is about 30%. Right? Our asset is about 880 billion
Wow, huge.
baht, right? And most of the asset is used for loans to people. So 833 billion have been used to grant loans to low and middle income earners. For people who are well-to-do, or the rich people, normally they would go to the commercial banks because the rules and the conditions that put out by commercial banks are more favorable to the rich. But we are geared toward the poor, right? And the middle income earners. So you might ask, what kind of house or how much is it worth that we concentrate on?
Yes.
Actually, the house that we concentrate on is about 1.5, not more than 1.5 million baht. So you see, it's difficult to find 1.5 million baht houses in Bangkok
Area, yes.
area.
Yeah. But you can do it?
Well, it's not about the demand. Now we talk about supplies.
The supply.
We don't have any supplies.
Okay.
But still we concentrate on that.
All right, yes.
And around 65% of our portfolio is put to that. Goes to 1.5 million baht house.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And the customer-wise, we have about, roughly speaking, 1.4 million.
Yes.
You can say people, but I think it's better to describe our customers as households, right? Say 1.4 million households
Household, yes.
borrow from us, and 89.5% or 90% of that buying houses under 1.5 million. Right. So this is what we do. Roughly, that is it.
But can I ask about okay, you said 1.8, it can be, but what kind of quality or stability or the foundation?
Yes, this is a difficult thing because we make it a point that we would like to see three things happen in Thailand. First, we would like to see people being able to buy houses through loans that we give. Okay. Second, we hope that when we give loans to the people who are able to pay back. Because otherwise, if we foreclose on the mortgage, we lend against mortgge, right?
Okay, yes.
If we foreclose on the mortgage, then people wouldn't have houses and the whole purpose is defeated. And thirdly, we like to see quality house as well.
Yeah.
Because houses for the poor means that they put all their wealth in it. If we don't have quality houses for them, it means their wealth will be destroyed.
Exactly.
which is not a good thing.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
we try to be careful and make sure that the people we lend to will be able to repay.
Yes. I think most of the time, we can say 100%, it's about most of our people having home, 80% having home.
It's difficult to say, let's say this, let me explain a bit more. Some own houses,
Okay.
some have to rent. In Bangkok, obviously, the Bangkokians, the true Bangkokians, out of 10 million, we don't know how many. Could be only 25%, right?
Right.
The rest come from outside, from up country, to seek jobs in Bangkok. So they have two choices. Either they rent or they buy low-cost condominiums, right?
Yes.
So this is what it is. And also, they can choose to buy townhouse as well, but you have to live very far away
That's again
on
another.
the skirt of Bangkok, right? We do a bit of pre-finance as well, so that owners of land can build a block of flats for people to rent. And this pre-finance is limited in value. We only lend not more than 20 million baht.
20 million.
It means
baht.
that we are not going to lend to big developers.
Okay.
We lend to people who see the opportunities that their land have become, commercialized. They can convert their houses into flats and rent out as the city is growing out, is spreading out,
Yeah.
outward, right?
Yeah.
So it's only for, everything is geared to low and middle income earners to have some accommodations in some way.
Until this minute, can you disclose the size of the loan of the bank initially allocated for this campaign? Is it 1.8 that you said, or more than that? Or whatever?
This is what I've been saying is about what we have been doing all along. But then again, when the present economic team came along just a couple months ago,
Yes, sir.
they found that there was stagnation in the housing business. And what they wanted to do is not really or primarily to create environment where people would have more houses. But the issue is about how to stimulate the economy as a whole. And housing business is really very closely related to GDP, which means, what I mean is that if the GDP is picking up, the business is picking up. The GDP is coming down or falling,
Right.
the business is falling.
Exactly.
And if you take the figure from the Fiscal Policy Office, the correlation between GDP and the housing business is about 96 point something %, which means it's closely correlated, right? Because of this reason, I think the economic team of the government want to spur the economy through housing business as well. Then you would have, people construct more houses,
Yeah.
more activities of constructions, more activities on lending. And if the people have more money left in their pockets after buying house, they would spend more. Could be items related to housing, furniture,
Furnitures.
or can they, those who have
Transportation,
already have
yeah.
houses may want to extend their houses or renovate the houses, then hopefully the flow of economy will be a little bit better than now.
Yeah, I've been talking about this. Okay, I wanted to make it clear for those who watching our program that what is the rule and regulation for the low and the middle income to pay? What are the requirements that you wanted from them?
If you earn nowadays less than 25,000 a month,
25,000 a month, yes.
Then you won't be able to buy a house worth up to 1 million.
Really?
Yes, and it's difficult to find houses worth 1 million in Bangkok. So this is what it is. What I'm trying to put across is that you can find houses worth less than 1 million, or say 800,000, maybe 25,000 a month would be sufficient.
Okay.
Right. But as things stand, you won't be able to get houses less than 1 million or 1.5 million altogether. So the people who earn less than 25,000 a month is more or less cut off, right? And as the house prices are moving up, it means it's becoming more difficult for people, for the low and middle income earners to own houses, right? Commercial banks, roughly speaking, are interested in people who earn about 30,000 a month,
Okay. Wow.
right? It doesn't mean that you have to earn alone. You can jointly borrow.
Okay.
But each household must have at least 30,000 a month.
So
I'm
first-
talking about Bangkok, right?
Okay, so 30,000 a month, and
It's about 1.5 million.
okay.
House.
And do they have their own land, or it's just a house or the land?
Whatever. Normally, for low and middle income earners, what they can have is not a single house.
Yes.
It's normally
Yes.
condominiums.
Can they
Yes,
borrow you for that?
because
then-
condominiums and townhouses.
I have to look, because as the media, and also I'm sure because you also, Mr. Chairman, who have to share for others. We talk about low, we talk about middle income. How about the lowest?
Yes, yeah.
The poorest.
Let me stay on this point a bit
Okay.
more.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
The second category
Oh, I'm sorry. You have to go down.
that the
Yes.
government of the measures is government has relaxed on tax, which means that 20% of the value of the house they buy will be spread out in 5 years, which means divided by 5 is 4%. 4% each year for 5 years. They can use this as tax reduction.
Oh, that's
Right.
very
This is the
helpful.
second
Very
category.
helpful. Yeah.
The third category is, they don't have low-income earners, don't have ready money to pay for the house, so they have to borrow. So we relax the terms of borrowing in a couple of areas. First, the interest rate will be a little bit lower.
All right.
It's 3.5 for
That's
the
good.
first year, 4.25 for the second year, and for the rest it's MRR, which is our MRR is minimum lending rate, is now about 6.75. It's going to be minus 0.75 baht. Normally, which means that all in all, everything that we do is reduced by 0.25 baht.
0.25.
Right. So 25 stang is cut off.
Okay.
Right.
That's
This is practically what we've been trying to do.
yeah, good enough at least for the people.
Hopefully, but the measures, our measure has been well received by the public to the point that we feel a little bit dumbfounded because we started this project or scheme on the 19th. Now it's only a week, just in the second, we are in second week of the scheme.
Okay.
And the people who came to show the interest in using our loans is about more than 8,000 households, and taking up about 9 billion baht. So they show interest in borrowing about 9 billion baht only in the second week.
Oh gosh!
But we cannot be sure whether that will take place until they really draw down the loans.
The loan, yes.
Right. So we will wait until they draw down the loans. Whether this will happen and how fast, we have to wait and see. We cap it now to 10 billion baht.
So the scheme will be introduced every now and then?
We can extend the scheme a little bit longer, which means we have to provide more funding to the scheme. Now the scheme is confined only to 10 billion baht, and we have to see when the money is drawn down, and can't tell you right now. People show interest, but whether they really
coming up or not, it's
another story. Yes.
But thank you very much, and we need to hear more in the future to come from you. So Thailand Today, our time is up. Thailand Today would like to thank Kun Krirk Vanikkul, Chairman of the Government Housing Bank, who reiterate the government and GHB are serious about helping first-time home buyers. So he assured us that this special loan package is the right tonic. Thank you for being here, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for watching Thailand Today. I'm Kusuma Yothaswat. Hope to see you again tomorrow. สวัสดีค่ะ